Keep watching, because Jackson may knock on your door, and we may fight the Kumite in your front yard, Viking Samurai.
Wow, Jackson versus Viking Samurai and the Kumite. Wow, that could be something. But anyway, in today's weekly update, I'll play that full video. It's kind of like the 2-year anniversary of the Viking Samurai channel. This was set up by a friend of the channel, Jeremy Gabryszak.
Jeremy, let me try this. Gabryszak. Gabryszak. Thanks for getting a hold of me.
Check out his YouTube channel called Welcome to the Movies. His first video, he actually interviewed me as well as another guy named Larson Halleck. So check that out. Cool little interview there. I think his last video actually had Ron Smornberg. So yeah, check out some of his stuff. Linked in the description below, of course. And then also, special shout out, by the way, to Mike the Machine Bruce. Check him out on Instagram, Mike the Machine Official, or Mike the Machine Bruce on YouTube. He's got cool videos. And this dude is a beast, by the way. But he helped design and he sent me the neck flex. So it's actually kind of funny because I've been meaning to add like some actual direct neck training in my routine, which I've never done. Like recently, over the last few months, I actually did add some neck mobility drills. So now it's time to build it up, to build up the strength, maybe get that Sylvester Stallone neck going. I'll do future videos covering this, essentially kind of like before and afters, like, you know, let's see how much size I put on my neck in, 3 months and how it would have improved my other lifts, etc. Because I think the neck is one of those things, like you got a strong neck, it'd probably just like increase a lot of different things, especially pull related. This guy's a beast, by the way. Check out his Instagram, like I mentioned. He's doing a Zercher squat with like 500 pounds. He's doing one arm barbell rows with 315, one arm. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, probably about the strongest guy you'd find under 200 pounds. Probably stronger than almost anybody who's over 200 pounds. It's just ridiculous. But this is, it looks like a really high quality product. And it would have to be with the amount of weight he uses on his exercises with this thing. But anyway, there will be future videos. Special shout out and thank you to Mike. This is going to be cool. This is the perfect motivation for me to start actually training the neck, which I've been meaning to do. So funny enough, he's been watching the channel. He reached out and he wanted me to give this thing a shot, so I'm thankful and I'm happy to do that, and I'm happy to make future videos covering it. Also in this video, by the way, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the Q&A. On the last week's update, you guys posted a bunch of questions below, so I'm going to answer those. Speaking of which, if you guys got any questions you want me to address in the future, put them in the comments below, and I'll go over those. Oh, also, I want to mention that official Viking Samurai merchandise is now available. So check it out. If you see it on the YouTube, there should be like a store on there. I'll also put the link in the description if you just want to go to Teespring, get a coffee mug, get a t-shirt, get a tote bag. We got a couple other different products, so check that out. So anyway, with all that said, hang on to the end. I'm going to play that full Donald Gibb video. But first, let's go ahead and address all these Q&As real fast. All right, the first question from Angel. Did you happen to catch a new Marvel movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, in cinema? If yes, what did you think of it? What is your general opinion about the whole wire fu genre? Do you like it, or do you prefer the action choreography to be more reality-based? I'm not really into the Marvel films. I have not seen Shang-Chi yet, though that is one I will watch. The other ones I don't really care about. That I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check it out, just not in the theaters. So I'll let you guys know what I think. As far as like the whole wire fu genre, not really. I like a little more reality-based. Honestly, I think Van Damme and Seagal has done it the best. I like that a lot more than like the tricking. Even it's almost like wire fu without the wires. So that is kind of cool because at least the physics don't look off. But again, I'm not really into that style of fighting. I like a little more reality based, not too reality based, because then then you might as well just watch the UFC at that point. But anyway, next question. Pulse Reloaded. What are your thoughts about John Jones? I think he's an absolutely incredible fighter. I'm disappointed that we don't really see him fight more than once a year. We barely see him fight. He averages like one fight a year, and he's like in his prime. So it's kind of a shame for the fans. It's a shame for him. At the end of the day, he's got a family. These are his money-making years. I'm sure he's pretty well off, but the thing is, you got to capitalize on those money-making years. And a lot of it is a wasted talent. He should be fighting like twice a year, honestly. But I would love to see him in the heavyweight division. He's been talking about that for a while. So he's just dominated the light heavyweights for so long. I think he should step up for the heavyweight. That would be a cool fight. But the thing about John Jones, it's like he's so naturally gifted and talented. It's a gift and a curse because he could get away with a lot of stuff other guys can't do. Like he could go out and party while other guys can't do that and they gotta live in the gym. But if he's still winning, it's like, well, what's the point of him living in the gym if he could go out and have fun and party and still win? So it's a gift and a curse with the natural attributes and talents that he has. You know, he doesn't have to be as disciplined, but I would like to see him fight a lot more. Third question, Time Health Fit. Great video. Want to be YouTube friends? Well, I mean, I don't really know what that entails. Any kind of friendship just kind of naturally develops. You don't really plan it, like it just happens. But I will subscribe to your channel. Hopefully you subscribe to mine. And that's the start of the natural process. Next question, Nick Pierce. Which pro wrestler do you think will become the next big action star? You know, I don't really follow pro wrestling, but I will say, a guy that's got a really good look, it's got good screen presence. I would say Roman Reigns. Like, he's got a lot of potential. I mean, his look is a little similar to The Rock and a little similar to Jason Momoa, but enough to differentiate himself from them. So I think he could be the next big thing. Next question. This is Alien Zozo. Can you do a video about which movie is better, Bloodsport versus Blood Fight? I think Blood Fight is a better movie due to a deeper story, and I was crying. No spoilers. Well, I just find it nearly impossible for Blood Fight to be better than Bloodsport. Like, I guess anything's possible. I personally haven't seen Blood Fight. I do own it. I bought it. It was a dual pack with Ironheart. Ironheart sucks, by the way. I seen that in the 90s. I've never seen Blood Fight, but based on your comment, I am very curious to check it out. I'm going to go in with an open mind. I would be shocked if it's as good as Bloodsport. There's no, I just can't see why it would be better, but I'd be shocked if it's like in the same league. So I'm going to check that out. I'm really curious. Got me really curious. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like Blood Fight or not? Next question. Gung Fu. Have you seen the South Korean movie Once Upon a Time in High School? This is one of the first movies I saw that got me really hooked on South Korea movies, which got me into the TV series, music, and even made me travel to South Korea a few times. That's pretty cool. This movie has a late 70s vibe. It has great fight scenes, but what got me about this movie is a story and one of the ending scenes. Talented actor Kwon Sang-woo can really express his emotions in many of his roles. Love that. South Korean movies kind of touches you in a unique way. Something you do not experience in Hollywood or movies from the West. It seems like they're putting out some really cool stuff from Korea. I mean, everybody's talking about that Squid Game Netflix series. Once Upon a Time in High School. I'm going to have to put that on my list. I'm pretty curious. Oh, have you seen Street Fighter Assassin's Fist? If so, would you ever review it? I haven't seen it. If it's good, I'd review it. But what I need to do is a review of the Van Damme Street Fighter film. And because they're putting out like this special edition Blu-ray pretty soon, I'm going to get that. I'm going to revisit it, go over all the bonus features, all the other cool stuff they put on it. But I'll finally do at least a review on that one. Because there's a lot of classic Van Damme films from the 90s that I just haven't made videos on yet. And that's a shame. Next question. Why the hell would anyone cast hate on you? You're a cool guy who talks about 80s action movies. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I don't know, man. But obviously, this question is addressing that troll that I addressed last week. But you know what? I'm going to try to figure it out. I got this book called Assholes, A Theory. So we're going to figure out basically why people are assholes. Like some people, you know, we've all run across them. But I do point this book out because last week, my pickups, I forgot to mention the books I picked up. So that was one of the books. Another book I got, The Pig That Wants to Be Eaten. So basically, you don't have to feel guilty being a carnivore. Actually, this is a philosophy book, so I'm into philosophy. This is basically 100 experiments for the armchair philosopher. And then the last book, speaking of philosophy, The Warrior Within, The Philosophies of Bruce Lee. This is a book that I just don't own yet, but really high quality, man. I got it from the used bookstore, but this thing is like brand new. I don't even think the dude who had it probably didn't even read it. Maybe he got it for a gift and sold it. Either way, it's mine now. So anyway, that's the book pickups, the ones I'll be reading over the next few weeks. Next question, Brandon. Love Hard Times. Have you seen Mr. Majestic? It's my favorite Bronson flick. I have not, but anybody who has, let me know what you think about it. That one's on my list as well as that South Korean movie. Next question. B. Sims. Unhealthy victim mentality seems a real thing, but aren't some people actually victims? Aren't some people actually victimized? Okay, so I did address the whole victim thing a little bit in last week's video. Yeah, some people unfortunately are victims and some people are victimized. I mean, in Greek mythology, one of the archetypes is the victim, the helpless person. And the thing that I was more addressing, is basically staying a victim. Like a lot of people can change their situation, not necessarily like tomorrow or even next week, but they can start now and get out of that situation, possibly within a week or a month or a year. But they could usually, a lot of people have an opportunity if they really want to get out of the situation they're in. Obviously there are circumstances where, things really do seem hopeless based on where you are. And, a lot of it has to do, there's so many factors involved, but I do think people have more control over their lives than they realize. But it takes work. A lot of people get complacent. They don't want to change. So I also think, there's something appealing for victims. Again, not having to take accountability, just blaming the world and everybody else for their problems. Then it's like, if nothing's their fault, obviously they're not going to change and get better. They're not going to better the situation. But they don't feel like a complete failure then because they could just blame everything away. But that's not the way you need to look at things or how anybody should look at things. But some people, that's how they basically, that's how they feel important. They want sympathy. Like there are moments in life where that's perfectly fine. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe you just, got out of a marriage. Maybe you lost your job. Okay, there are moments, there are peaks and valleys in life. And when you're at that valley, sure, a little sympathy. I'll be sympathetic to people, family or friends, sure, for that moment in time. And hopefully they will rise again. That's the whole thing. So the anti-victimhood thing and the victim mentality is basically, yeah, you'll hit those valleys, but you got to rise again, man. You got to dig yourself out of that. Obviously, it takes time, but I think some people like never move on and they're just stuck in a valley. That's really a sad thing. That's really a sad thing. I mean, think about it. We all love the underdog. We all love the comeback story. So a lot of those stories start off with, in a lot of ways, kind of like being a victim. But what we love about them is that they don't stay there. They rise back up, right? Like a phoenix or something. So anyway, that was more the point I was trying to get across last week is, don't stay in there because a lot of it has to do with attitude. You change your attitude, you change your belief, and then you change your life. All right, the next question. Digiverse. Have you ever been challenged in a fight? If so, was it a fight with rules or a brawl time with friends refereeing? Yeah, of course I've been challenged. I got challenged at the beginning of this video by Jackson, right? For the Kumite. Next question. What is behind you in the top secret sign? That's a good question. That is a good question. It's huge. It's directly related to making the 80s and 90s great again. I can say that much, and it's something that I'll more than likely reveal on the channel later this year. So it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the Q&A. If you got any questions, put them below in the comments section. I'll address those next week or the next channel update. And with all that said, let's get on to this full clip of Donald Gibb from Bloodsport.
Hey, Viking Samurai, whatever that means. It's Jackson from Bloodsport, ready to kick your butt. Anybody that calls them the Viking Samurai, I guess that's what you call yourself. Jackson will whip your butt. You know what I mean? Hey, congratulations on your anniversary. 2 years with your YouTube page. Oh my goodness. I don't even have a YouTube page. I don't even know what it is. My daughter watches YouTube, I guess. I don't know. She's 9. That'll tell you something. But listen, congratulations on your anniversary. You're probably a nerd since you have a YouTube page, but that's a whole nother story. That's Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. So this is Jackson. You know what I mean? So I understand you want to be like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, listen, brother, you really don't, because he's not the greatest guy in the world. Or he wasn't. Let me tell you something. I got stories for you, my friend. But I would still whip you in the Kumite. I don't know how old you are. I'm 67, but I know I'd come out alive, Viking Samurai. Well, listen, Jeremy, let me try this. Gabryszak. Thanks for getting a hold of me. And you, Viking Samurai, keep up the YouTube page and keep watching, because Jackson may knock on your door and we may fight the Kumite in your front yard, Viking Samurai. You take care, be good, and keep up that YouTube page, my friend. Love ya, Jackson.